Nyame. Yemahwefo nyina dwuma makwaba ne ehyehia e de ba Oyerepa television so abusuafo kumase adum na yewo e wasantemantam emu ebra so se yemaimu nsem ene nkrofo aman so de adwadie wom agodie ensem wom enigedie kase ka ho na nkrofo aman so de yabo ni nyina no ayede akabomu ayede ebremu ubenya yen e Oyerepa TV so a eno achi social media platforms nyina nso ubenya yen wo so Facebook ye wo so YouTube ka ho ene handles ni nyina wonsa ebeka Oyerepa TV yankonkohwe nsem edi akotene e wonwumiri kase no mu ebi Asama sojani a wakofri ekwamu akwakowu yaya ene ni pensi a prosifo ache wo mo no wodomo ekon Commonwealth ena enyina ene ye ne de to so aduanan ensia so wadi bi e wo Commonwealth aman so Ghana ka Mampenida da John Dramani Mahama eko ebono mantamu ma wode nsem bia kotu dwafa MPP aben oteso yi se wo sign de oman no eko nachi free oman Ghana nsemu na yakoma Malawi kuro ba ko efre ne Blantyre emu enframa no adi nsuo na mu ato asai akwan ama edi nsemoni bebre ensem bi atiti seye ka ho ne aboa no anwumre yede asoma me amede ebetsomo yede aseda Emmanuel College Department of Nursing o se yen kanchero se wewie wasi ana SSE na pese oto aso kwaje ntete wo nursing school mu a Newman nesese okro wo National Accreditation Board age watomunti wo certificate ni e papa uwie a ubenya school midin e de akua asidua yemfa bre yemfa kase ni nchemu entomoso Nano na wotwe twemu no emu nyame yadom akina ebena ni na wotwe pepepe ya sojafo e de wo ka mumununtum ene ewiem bomframa helicopter ibi ekoye eka e wa shaman a ebentama e wo Greater Accra mantam emu na ni nyina mu ne se soja ni abrante kwa a na odi sheriff imoro ade chinye na nipabonefo bi ekune da bonten ene nam so ma sojafo koto sa ade esi so ewre na umun twen anaso so onye wahome e wo sa ade so menam so wagina so ama prosifo atumi achi ni pensia a yebo amane ese ne yede omo ekogina mu waseniye na wode omo akọ ama court no ahye se bosumi de to so de onu nsonso yefo mu nkosie no mu nsan mrepio.
Well, today was the first time the accused persons were brought to court, and 6 of them were brought to court, but I am appearing for only 4 of them. That is A3 to A6 specifically, and their charges are simply dishonestly receiving, and so let no one go out here carrying the information that my clients A3 to A6 were charged for murder. No, there's no iota of evidence brought to the court today to even warrant charging my clients with the offense of murder. Not even the robbery that the first and second accused persons were charged. So my client was simply charged for the offense of dishonest receiving, and it's simply because the police or the prosecution is saying that some of the phones believed to be owned by the late Sheriff Emu were sold to my clients. And this is a situation that any of us can fall victim to, especially if you don't buy phones from the shops. You can be there, they will come and sell any item to you. That is what is landing them in this situation. But let no one take them as murderers. Yeah, we knew from the onset that it was going to be a tough one. Remember, this case has so much public interest in it. And so on the first day, it's always difficult to get bail. But that will not close us or close the doors on us. We would be here again on the 27th to repeat our bail application. we have pointed to the court that clearly, when you look at especially Yusuf Mohammed, who is A5, the fifth accused person, his name was brought up in the issue first by one of the accused persons, that is A4, Safian. When Safian gave the name Mohammed, and if they say Mohammed, anybody can be Mohammed. Is that not it? And this Mohammed, the fifth accused person, is a very popular guy. And so the police relied on the intelligence from Ashama here, and they came to pick the A5, who is also Yusuf Mohammed. And when Yusuf Mohammed was taken to the CID headquarters,
Commonwealth amai amai English Bruni edi so epen sa amai nyina keka won ho abom ene kuo no ede Commonwealth na edi mfie aduanan ensia menam so wahye ho fa wo sa amai nyina so ya oman Ghana kropon enkran ehon mo nso dwumadie ne bi ekọ so na no ena pani ba ko a oye King Charles a wotoso miensa se ya ono ni English Bruni anaso se ohene a wote akonwa so ne Boafo wo kwan so nkoso newness obumbe wabekasa na nsemo de tu dwane kyeremu kyere se dwumayi a ye di o Commonwealth aman so no da bibie di kaikai yen e wo baabi a ye frɛ ni baabi ani ya ba bedro na wogi di se ebibremu aman anya Ghana nko Nigeria ka ho Sierra Leone ka ho Liberia ka ho aman ahodo e ka borofo kasa e wo bibremu nyina no omu nyina English Bruni di so pen na eno ena edi ya bedu sesei na esefata se ye bebre e de ka ho
Efi apema hankunu adiosonson ebana ena ama hodo a English abafudi won so no okan otimpo ano a March bosome ne de tosudumi ense bia odi afofida ede kai sa adai ye aka ho bi ama Deputy Lieutenant Emma King Charles III Lieutenant Nus Odumbe ede adhwede ato abibman panifo anim se ehun akonya pa so obema mabuna konya no so atimi abedi abibiman anim opanin kase mu ena wo che ne ye odi fa se obepiem memo a amampanifo ene wasoafo dona akoye wona wonfi ekọ animu eno mu ena opani wi ne se kobase dan nyina mpanifo nkuto ene nya akonya di abimani mu a na eno kire se nya di abimaye ya address ebesu abibibia na breko animu no e se amabunu so enya akonya no di edom anim.
That increasingly we only have leaders who are old in Africa, and so what happens is we've not empowered our young people to think that they can be leaders of nations, leaders of states, leaders of regions. So we need to reinvest in them and let the old folks start learning how to hand the baton over and empower the young people to be part of the conversation. But what should not happen is that the young people run off without understanding the legacy of the old. There has to be a partnership between the young and the old, and being able to see that the future is a combination of the old and the new coming together to build a nation state.
Opani ohwe ejedi ensem so ru ajona pia enso nkase emu ede to se enne e wo se bima hwe ne ka ehu bomu akonya sanyina so ebeti se edwadie akontusem ne boama abiman so etimi akonkan.
Let's say I'm even traveling to Sierra Leone, or I'm traveling to Gambia. You'd be surprised sometimes I have to go all the way east or even go out of the country to come back in. If a country like DRC, for instance, if you're in the northern part of DRC, to get to the capital Kinshasa, it's easier to cross the border to Uganda and then take a flight into Kinshasa. Africa is not connected. So when I even buy a plane fare within Africa, the taxes I pay is more than me flying to the UK. We have to find out how we connect ourselves through infrastructure, through railways, through roads, and connect ourselves. Excise duty, see how we can reduce it to make it cheaper for me to sell tomatoes to Gambia than for the tomatoes to be shipped from India to Gambia. That is the key.
Ye to ansem ne so ayewra amanyosemu ensemu Ghana mampani dada John Dramani Mahama edi nanu ekwa probo e wo bono mantamu ne nkro bi a wokoso ye wanchi time banda sampa na fe drobo na wakwama NDC chitafo e wo ho se de omu nyina bo ne kukuruba wokwaje na wa wetu na enye asem ketwa na nkro mienu de Dabrekum East na Dabrekum West constituencies emu na okasa no de nsem bi ato dwa kyerem se obesi ni pi na waka nyese wo de nsem be wada mampani ekufu ado no siga na fo nso ne hwe nso ba ya adwuma no wanhunu ye wama oman no ekọ nechi
VIP bus. Then if you have air for baby, driver back no bread, no room in there, no idea my driver back home. No, so they have Sana runners here for it. But no baby not in President Kufo. President Kufo so they have for and not in President Mills. President Mills for and not in Mammy. alert, mobile money, 2,000 cedis.
Yet one some so I da so gina mu NDC sense mu na Asante Mantami mu NDC Communications Bureau ya e wo Mantami mu no e de bi ahyehye ntete e de ama party no ekitafo e wo Oyerepa constituency said de be ya obetimi ehunu kasa no nam so abo party ni di mpa ho ntoa e de akere Asante Mamu no Oyerepa fo na etumi aboa e wo campaign e mu Isaac Anna e na to nkrai bai
NDC amanyoku a enen ewo Oyerepa constituency ena woye santete wi edema won na bre a opening a okasa de ma won e Asante Mantam yimu oda won ano yewura Nuruddin Abbas erekasa na wa kire se penimforo ye nhyehyeye a ene wode be yentete wi ede ama amanfo ahoro a wo mensi ahoro nimu sede be ya obenya hoden ede apem afimpinu ene aduonu nan abato a imbrembren yarere koyi okasa e
ye general bia ni ho a wo kwa ko an strategy wode be gu abonten wo yes na wo ma ye wono a ye onu omokosi akan no omo asoso wano political party bia no ye for success will depend on your secrets into niema ya de be so ano de odru ha 2024 no ye nyina ye be hu se ye de ye adwuma nso a mo amudu na mo be di ho dancing o share nationally Ashanti region is the second most populated region in terms of voter population. There's a open mantam wa nipa to aba wo mu pa we greater Accra Ashanti region e dey eba e na oba NDC mu nso a mantam a yenya vote pa no Ashanti region e na ne etoso miensa nti Ashanti region dey mafri ha ye dey ekopa na nia ye free ne se e man e free ha kona wo se bi sa ye dey ebi ebeka ho especially in Akan dominated constituencies no tie no ne yebetu ho na monti Ashanti region dey regional amanyoko mienu nyina no obi ani ho betime de Asante Mantam edi agro de Asante Mantam edi agro be dey
Oyerepa NDC amanyoko no kasamafo Jerry James Suka enso edenede so
obi a woto abade ma Nana Danko Kufuor de bia no wa regret enti adwumadie ben na wo say ye towards election 2024 yes elections are being won at the polling station yes oba ye branches are ye wo branch communication team obi a oye branch executive and our polling station executive automatically that individual is part of the branch communication team enti adwumadie ben and wo say ye die I was say arm these people na ye training omu yie na onu so share floating voters onu so share MPP ni anabomobu obi a oto aban ma Nana Danko Kufuor de bia na abomobu no otumi aka nsem wabo eye dwuma pa John Dramani Mahama eye watumi abon hu deguo e de akire onua
Mrashe bedwani a wogina ho manfo a ewo solar tuna kaba Yera Andrew Dari Chiwite wodi nsem bia to dwana sem nyina ne kire se ebra na NDC aban wo so no 2016 no omufi ayaresa bia bisie ase wodi mpeso ane so nanso fofia nto ata ya aban sesa baaye no aban we mpeso betwa nani abehwe na waye ato aso na wate ne nsafiri ho ma omanfo anya so emfa sopa.
Most projects started in my district are hanging. We have school projects that were started under the NDC regime. They are not completed. One is Ipala JHS that was started by my former youth organizer. It's not they have not paid him, and his roof is plastered. Just payment for him to go and complete the project. They have refused to do it. This particular project, the same thing. We have projects dotted in the constituency that were started by the previous government. They are still hanging on. Electrification projects, 5 projects that were started in Nasoro, Yiri, Sanyare, and Soma. Nasoro, Yiri, Sanyare, we have started the polling. Soma, same thing. Nasoro, Yiri, they hang the wires, everything. I have 5 questions upon questions on these projects. Road contracts that were started in our time. The Tuna Kalba Road, that road has been cut off now. Just That's because they were started by the previous government. And so for me, I think governance being continuous, we should not have the people of Solatona Kalaba going through such challenges. So that is why I think that through the media, let's highlight this. Let's ensure that any government that takes over from a successive government, whatever project that were started must be completed before they even start new ones.
Oyerepa television Central for Ayano and say planting for food and jobs. Yeah, buying way the buy and can fit no. Na Ghana men na bosom say and shishayepa. I bet me dear Dijumano and a year call yenimono ye wunu baby at the Anankasan and so ye aquaco ye. And Shimoya ye are betoya ponoso chim say. And ye and we are banning your maya demeco a former womo edria. Then I'm so many ane a buoni and ye be a diacoton bieno and a massa into almost seas and one a seedlings. A yen we are banner oma air cotto. Ede abetintim na omwaduadua no omwadu musika ne koto ye ne sanso a de nipa ne boto beso no eno na oye ye kwahoma so na ye bisa pani ba ko a oye national president ema peasant farmers association e wo sa de enkomo e baaye no ne akuafo no age no ene de ministry of food and agriculture ne omaka ya enti etu sa na moyi owura wepia awal adugwala e wo ahoma so ye Oyerepa TV so ni majo e.
Oh, good evening.
Yeah, that's waje so sa oni ebedi nkomo. Ministry of Food and Agriculture, edi asem no mo ne mo aka e wo sa asemi hu.
For planting for food and jobs program, up to now still I expect to say at least government will bring the inputs. Yeah, government at least or maybe 5 inputs in our senior farmers no to mania inputs so that will do the planting because most of them have already cleared their lands, especially down south. Those in western region, the rains have started. As for cassava, some are planting. But of course, those items and the planting for food and jobs, like they'll bring the tomatoes, the pepper. I was just speaking to my people in Volta region. Some of them, they said they have not had any call from MOFA yet to sit down and look at that. Northern sector, the same thing. But for the northern sector, before they are emerged, the land clearing is ongoing, others are finished. They'll be looking at from April ending that the planting will be going. But we expect that government should actually bring the subsidized improved seedlings. Otherwise, the cost of food will continue to increase. That's the problem we have. If they don't bring it right now, you go to the open market, the cost of improved fertilizer, improved seedlings, agrochemicals, everything has gone up. But you also look at the situation that the government is facing. But all the same, we expect that government should come in and be able to supply this. But for most of my farmers have called across the country, they have not had a call for MOFA to sit down and discuss this concerning the planting, discuss issues about the planting for food and jobs. In fact, some of the farmers were even asking me, is planting for food and jobs still there? Because they said they have not heard anything from MOFA. And the season 2 is coming, lands are being cleared. So no matter the difficulties, we still call on government to allocate money. It should be money that should be set aside. Of course, we are all in Ghana. We know what the government is facing, difficulties, domestic debt exchange, the IMF money has not come. But in spite of all the difficulties, we will have to find money to subsidize agriculture, particularly inputs. Cost of plowing. Last year I was indicating to other stations that call. We have to spend more than 3 times the amount that we usually spend in plowing 1 acre of land because fuel prices are still high. So if nothing is done about it, what it means is that the cost of plowing the land, if we are buying the inputs from the market at a very high price, obviously when we do the cultivation, we will have to sell at a certain price so that our people can stay in business. The effect too again is that if government doesn't come in to subsidize things through the planting for food and jobs, most of our members are going to reduce their farm size. So if I wanted to do 5 acres of maize, I have to reduce the size because in the open market, the prices are so expensive that I can't buy to be able to do that. And once we reduce the farm size, what it means is that production will go down, supply of food in the market will reduce, and all this is going to shoot up the prices. We are still hoping that government, even though we know they are facing difficulties, they should find money to bring the inputs. Because I called some of my farmers across the country, and they were asking me, is planting for food and jobs still there? Because they are not hearing anything from the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
That was going to be my next question. How is the program faring? In your own perspective, if you are challenged to tell us something about the whole program, how is it faring?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So at the moment, what we do expect is that we don't know at government level how they are planning. But if they are planning, usually our members will be called at certain places to engage them concerning the season. The inputs will be made available. In fact, we will have to make sure that the inputs also come on time. That's the challenge that we faced in the previous year. I was speaking to some of my farmers in Northeast region, and some were telling me the last time, in fact, the planting season started in May and then ending of May, and then some of the inputs came around June, but then most of the farmers are going to buy their inputs from the market. So the timely delivery of the inputs is very, very important. So even though we know there are challenges in the economy, these days, when you speak, everybody will ask you, are you not in Ghana? The government is facing problems. There is no money. They are looking for IMF support. But we know in spite of all these challenges, as for agriculture, for food, it's very, very important to the people of Ghana. So no matter what, government must find money to subsidize it. So we are still hoping that within the shortest possible time, government should be able to we should be able to provide inputs for our farmers at a subsidized price. Because this time, if you want to talk of subsidy, many people will be saying, but you know the challenges government is facing, and you are talking of subsidy, but not on food. Not on food. Because if we don't do that, what it means is that price of food will continue to increase in this country. And that definitely will affect a greater part of the population. So for now, like I said, most of our members I spoke to across the country are saying that they are not seeing any positive signs.
I think a lot needs to be done. A lot needs to be done. And we are most grateful for your time, sir. We are grateful for your time. Wepia Awa Adugwala, National President of Peasant Farmers Association, Ebusuafo, said they all can in some no resign a brofono, or chemichesa planting for food and jobs, no. Ninian Mekuafo na credit me be sasenti, ho. I guswa jumana, and yadia a corner said ye, a corner, and a quafo nye seedlings in Ibimpo. Na womo ato se kokwa na ba se ye atia na ba se ye coffee na ba ena omedua omo na eto nti de nipa na ho de beso no ena ode na ho de ekoguso aban ne mfa mabiem nti ame ne planting for food and jobs no akoye bo achi bidin abusuafo ye to ansam ne so ewura nsam foforo emu a enwomesu akwankyerefo yo wo afigya kwabre mensin mu eyura David akomia asokwa wode nsem bia to dwade ade sato abatan nyina anim se obi ama nani nko ne ma ene ne ngumesua ehun ne titru ne yefa agudie ye wo suku ni suku ahodo entem one kwabna frempon manson ene twetwe nkomoyi
Kodie circuit enso a ewo afigya kwabre adesua mansin mu afibia ohiem edi akoro agokansi ahodo afidie no so abaso ewo akrofrom suku so a ewo circuit mu bese edunani akire wonum nyina ba beka dwumadie yi ho Director of Education edema afigya kwabre ene owura David akomia asopa obeka kire senti ehuhia se schools ahodo ebetisa agudi etise
normal activity or esu calendar so ye e de bon koda na yehu womo sabi adon atade ngebo e de adon womo ebi bo handball ebi bo netball ebi football through the activity we see no etimi bo me hu se koda we see ebi a ya bo mo sa no bo we hu ebi yi etiti we see so say Ghana Education Service se afibia ya etimi boa emenya under 12 under 16 under 17 there's a bit of train for the national teams.
Ora Joseph Owusu Afrifa woye circuit sports chairman edema Kodie wo foto edema awofo ene adesuafo
sabio ye hwe ye Ghana ha agudie edi people bebredi akiri ti say ball mirikatuo nyama bebre edi bebredi akiri nti sabenya akoro bia na school mu adesua edi beko akiri obu agudie na edi beko akiri obu a mirikatuo edi beko akiri nti na etu awofo for say MPP no say edi agudi say abofo bia de mu gym ye school company for yɛn ho nkɔda bebree a gudie ɛde ɔmo adu akyirikyiri a mpo adesua no afɔma nnuru hɔ eti metu afɔ no fo sɛ ebi sɛ di agosi a ebi akora no ɔhɔ na ne yie di wɔ eti ɔbɛhyɛ akora no kran akande ohia sɛ jesi mu ne football ne nyɛma ohia ɔbɛtumi de asua sa ne ma no osua na ɛboa no a ɛbɛtumi de nakɔ akyi metu nkora no fo sɛ ebi sɛ di agorɔ wɔn ne nfɛfoɔ ɛna edi agorɔ eti enipa sɛ ehu da mu ɛsɛ ɛho soso ewunya nkranhyɛ no eti ehu deɛ enipa sɛ bɛm koraa yɛdi agorɔ a yɛda wɔn keka yɛde kukuduro ɛna edi agorɔ.
Dwumadie yi mu aboafo baako ɛne up to date group of companies manager owura Jonah Antwi ɛne Oyerepa kaseɛ ɛbɔ nkɔmɔ kyerɛ senti a ɔkɔboa wɔn no.
Okay, up to date groups of company yɛba sɛ yɛba bɛsɔ dwumadie ase na ama motumi awofo mo kyerɛ hu nyoma pa school no ɛne nkwala na mo mantem ha no ana ɔmobɔ na ina dwumadie bi sɛ sports ɔmo yɛ ɛkɔ kyerɛ tum kwa so akwa bi ase motumi du kyerɛ nti ɛntɔ sɛ yɛso yɛba na yɛ dwumadie a yɛde discover talent na sɛ yɛba na yɛtum ma academic force mo a mo hwehwɛ nkwala aboa mo no motumi hu sɛ ɔba mantem ase a yɛwɔ mmɔfra bu ha ɔmo dwumadie no ɛso ani nti na yɛba bɛsɔ ɔmo asɛm.
Yeko atoye mantamu na wasa aguna omanfo wo wasa aguna ye Waterkwensayo municipality e watoye mantamu na asemo mo kan kire se omo de abosomi miensa e de ama okrom ho hene na na ampofo adu a otoso mienu so wankeka ne ho a omanfo ne so omo betu no na wasem nyina no kire se oba ye omoa emma mpuntu omanti kro no egu
fa one more ewo wasa guna Waterkwensayo yem echiremu a eye afe mpemienu ene nkunu 2009 ana one more ede na nampofo du a wotoso mienu esi so se divisional chief eye ohempon ewo mpatamu ho na one more ede ne sisuo no one more sifie kama siesie mu ede na na etena mu nanso emprepre de one more chiremu a one more tumi nje na nan entum so one more ehene biem ne santi ene se baabi a one more esi ye na omde na na etena mu nfie no one more nyanentie se na nan siesie mu okwa enema nsem fata entisania na esitie no afe ensase a wonmu eja to ho a ofiri se wonmu de ba bebie kuro ni new site no na na atonton nsase ni nyina di a wonmu anya ho nteye wokyeremu a niema bi wonmu a ohene woya wonmu kromafo eni mpanifo mpo a ohene eno mu bukuro no wonmu enim ho hwe eno nom kasa kyeremu se dabi ohene ni ntimi ntene kromo enya de ope eno nti wonmu ama na boso miensa se wonfa ensesa ne niema emfiri kuro no so
Yeko otimantam emu na Krachi East MP Honorable Wisdom Gidisu wodi nsem to dwana sem nyane kire se wo masra ban se o mepai kwan na o mebo kwan ye feeder roads bi emfama won se ne be ye akuafo betimi de wono bai free ram na wodi abenkro akase mu aba beton omo aka na so ho asem no enko maka wose aye den ama no ene na kuafo a ewo ne mpesa so menam so wodi akoto so afo nanimu a nka wose oba na wo be kire ne mani so de kire wo mo e wo parliament wo nanso besisi e kasa no omo hye dante ho hwe
T Regina, Dambaya Regina Capital. And okay, Regina Capital, communities now, Omuo, communities getting Jomo, Sarani crashes in Yano. Quite no, I call Honino anything. And I'll share in Vianney, say, if Vietnam, a Bayre, Yabru, yeah, a door, communities in Yano. I say they call a transport to go, Regina Capital. And I say they put the back. But when I call some villages in now, when I'm crying, my father will be, I never be brave. I'm saying, Friday, and we miss an opportunity, and Miss Atua, senior Miss Ati, and Miss Atuaso. A Vungina, Nomonia, open new dog open women, finding in and yes, and I'm being bored new. Now, the Ben and Minisano, we are final, Aposa, villages, bet me up one. Now, get me the no buy a call, Miami. Tiapa, Minisana can say, up to now, Yanko say and can say, Sa pointing in our farm tracks, engineer rules. I can say, and yet feeder rules are existing. A fena, it's like a tractor be a you alcohol, do master quanning in a Tisane, it make us already this year, first cut of it.
Yema hwefo akwaba yede mo ekọ ensem foforo mu a na yekohwesi kasem ene adwadie enkomo African Continental Free Trade Area eye adwuma nanso sede aba ebebo abipiman sede enwuma ebefiri aman so akwaman so ya akwansidie ne nyoma bia enkomu na Korea aban anamusi ne oman mu eyowura Lim Jun Taik wode nsem bia tudwa se Ghana da so ada Korea man no aba akoma so obeboa se nyoma ebetimi aboa edi adwadie mu sika pa beba be hwe oman ni mu a eno be free Korea ho no wo mo ebetu eho anamon yewra ichira sa Africa Continental Free Trade Area eye de aba Korea man ni je ho eni ntom de nyoma beba oman mu abeton.
African Continental Free Trade abibremu amang hye ba kwa wode aba se de be beboa ma won atimi aka won ho abomadigwa na masikasem ene adwuma sem atimi agina nan so bibri amang ahoro ni mu eyi nam so ma South Korean ambassador onen owo Ghana Mr. Yim Chang Tek akasa na wa kire se Ghana eda so oman ba ko a Korea fo anya ho faso yie pa esan African Free Trade Continental hye impeningfo ade aba inti odensem yitu gwa bre won wokra eniama de ko amafo so na fe edeba man Ghana mu ekonsra ena opanini ede sansem yi ede tugwa
Korean companies coming over to Ghana they have some interest in the Ghanaian market. Ghana is known to Korean people as a safe and stable place, so if they invest in African continent, Ghana will be good destination. So personally, I would like to promote, the Ghana and Ghanaian market to Korean business community. I also promote the Secretariat of AFCFTA. So if AFCFTA is going into full operation, I think it will give good opportunity to Korean businesses. They extend the market to other African countries. So in that sense, Ghana will be a good destination for Korean companies to invest in.
Eningachi ena Mr. Samson Asaki Awinkubit inso ekasai oning na waye executive secretary Emma Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana ono so akire say saje shei eya ade betimi aboyi na oman Ghana enso beka won ho abomu aboa.
Ghanaian manufacturers or producers cannot produce up to optimum. That's the word I use every day. I said that with the current conditions now doesn't make Ghanaian producers or manufacturers competitive. All right, and as we speak now, reducing the bill, you can say yes, but what are the mechanisms put in place by the government because I have experienced for the last 6 years the president is in power. Budget has been allocated for the poultry producers, for instance, or even those who want to do rice growers. But they come back complaining that they have no access to these facilities. Meanwhile, budget has been exhausted. So we cannot term it to be short-term policy. That would not work. That will put Ghana into depression because
Yebejina Africa Continental Free Trade Area enkomo iso na yede kaseboi akọ ahomegiem tietietia yeba baba isa the sports lawyer ye kradwa PM Sports enkomo a ekotwi kobrema ifa gudie hu no wabo ni nyina no de besom yen yetwa ye ho abasese a
Shaba electricals ebusiafo empanyimfo se de ani hu eni edi hu adanse mosomfo na nafia kobi ma mepiem wo ha e ka mini senkania papa se wo honumo wow enkania papa pani na se wankania papa se wo honumo ene na me kanfo bo Shaba electricals e de amount se wasi hotel wie na wo pe kania papa pa wo mu de eye bo Shaba electricals se wasi guest house wie na wo pe kania papa pa wo eye bo Shaba electricals ye was ceiling fine sports lights ye was CCTV cameras any the akika ho nyina ye will be ewa ha no mu sei dwumadie bi a wodi e fan kane ho de me kanfo bo Shaba electricals e de amount say baby a wo bia no bra ye bo ne de e da fam boko wo wa chichira e ma ne nya wadwendwen ye hia ne se oni e bedi nkita ho ye de be ma ne e be package ne kama kama ne de amanu baby a wo bia bo Shaba electricals ye wo adum kumase aha no mu sei ene ye wo prisons ho no na mechire matenis asori dan no ye ne wo mo ene bo ho enti ema ne nya nkwan tentene baby a wo bia fa numbers na etwa go screen ase no na frɛ ye bo Shaba electricals enkane apapapa omu fie ene ha
Newman College Department of Nursing ye nursing school yatiti omanfo bebre National Accreditation Board agiatum NMC kram affiliated to UDS Tamale wogusua admissions programs are ye BSc nursing where top up Emma general nurses midwives hack nurses and in yakeka ho one UDS bo wona wantwa wasi ma wo ye access course said ye be ya obetimi aye degree in nursing our ultra modern nurses skills demonstration room electronic library or computer lab with free Wi-Fi or hostel facilities Emma man bema or buses are at the school for no eco clinicals where regular weekend and evening sessions na kai say owie Newman College Department of Nursing obetimi ekọ Canada Australia and US akoye adwuma for 0574 661117 and 0267330492 admissions in progress Newman College Department of Nursing papa
Awusia anwumre so yemo adwo na yemo akwaba biem de adusi no eye agodie mu nsem ene ye betwe CAF Champions League weekend matches outdoor ena etodwa sanso ena Bet Power Premier League nyema pi ene sie obibie ni dance park supporters of Accra Suffolk omoye nyema bi ewo bibie ni ye betwe ene anwumre ewo dwumadie no so this and many more ena eba ene anwumre sports lawyer ni the only sports lawyer in Ghana football. Yes, shall say in CAF Champions League over the weekend. Mamlodi Sundowns etnafie womo eche Ali ebomo ekanum Emma Ali ete ekanemo mienu.
7-goal thriller here in Loftus Versfeld.
South Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns, and my supporters no energy papa yemfio na yembra bet power Premier League no weekendi ewo Bibiani Dance Park game no eye 1-1 nemum na mra Hasso Folk Timbers ebedu Bibiani supporters and the bus no era Dance Park. Eno aye Accra Hasso Folk supporters a omoba Bibiani oda omucheye eche team no eno no yemfio na yenko English Premier League no oko Fulham aso ya omotena fie ema Arsenal ebo meka miensa wo mo entimi antibi. From the English Premier League, Yanko Spanish Premier Division Santander mo eno ena Athletic Club Bilbao etna fie ema FC Barcelona ebo mekaba kwa womunso entimi anti Rafinha enya the only goal in the game. Serie A num in Serie A Stadio Olimpico Roma Eshemiensa Emma Sassuolo Ebomo Eka Enai na is Jose Mourinho elusiye over the weekend. That is all for sports. Sports lawyer ni the only sports lawyer in Ghana football. Ye na omra ye ba na nama intifo e de nigide kase etwaso.
Adesima me mo bia jo eni akwaba ebra so ni gede nsema ya bobo no kasegbe mu no ye de besom mu ene ye so wedding jollof yesu beef ye trophy anase toro beef yesu bipa sanso na yeso owo enkra ene yaka bomu se Nigerian sama yede ba besumu enenwure medi de na nama intifo yenhyen sam na se every wedding jollof mu na wotwe wie ye aye menwinda yekotechiman ekoja yenua maame frempom akwanche MFK for short emon kwaje ne ring ehye ne nsa na yenhwe se ne yesikoye
say jama beji we fu obusun enye ye fapen onye meja oba na nkonko amen bawaro wa maso ya male me show oba na nkonko amen
Maame frempom akwanche MFK for short see awabaye MOB for short and na ziabe official name they say as we are welcome no to Lord of the Rings Association the Lord of the Rings muye say mudo munsa ne kyeresa nti oba beka ehum yemfi hɔ na yento aso enko yenim ne yemfi ani kyerɛ mu ɛwɔ beef Mesbel and what's Zion Felix 1 and say Zion Felix 1 and 1 1 and 2 or last one and we now come as a mima bon kwanya me do befa so
na se wo ko interview nkrofo a wonim say omo mpema asema must you even ask them questions about me so that they will insult me? Zion Felix makasa asemi aka media fan nkrofo so e de aka kire say bisa me hu asem wo bia ho emane mmamedi di matter. But you just don't care. All you care about is your content for YouTube. Senebeya ubenye sika. Na udiyaya kesesem wo social media. Zion Felix. Eya na uyesa na me nkashi na me yimenia. Enye se ebi amisro wuntio. Zion eye minanti. Semise me ba beka wasema. Na manya ahwe yi a ebi na makasa atiamina. The last time I tried, me kasa atiamina mami no. This should be the last time, Zion Felix. You used to be on my payroll. Now me know you fine pa. Me know you used to run errands for me na day nina. Say ne ufi say wedun pempen so bia. Wa wadi. Why you successful? When you see case dying out to talk cars. Please move on.
Zion Felix, Miss Bell first no to chinu kuku manu. Kamanu tum din answer. Obeti bienwia yento so enko yenim na yesa ko beef mu we political beef and I say movie beef John Dumelo ene Fred Nuama mo pre aye wo so West Wogon ho say de okwa kwagina etu franka de ama ndc amayoko no eno ne nei John Dumelo aba abonten o chese Judas meyiwa ma wonya madam fu biem san say woni me prade ko ho.
We are not friends. Yeah, but as we speak now, we are not friends. See. But that's what I'm saying. As we speak now. So, or do I see they said maybe he had different intentions in his head? I don't know. Oh, a couple of weeks ago.
Weeks?
Yeah. No point did I tell Fred that I'm not contesting Ayawas West. At no point. No point whatsoever. At no point. No, not Yausechi. Whoever said Yausechi was there. Never. I can never give Fred Nyama my blessings. To do what? To come and contest Ayawas when he knows I'm coming to contest there. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? And you see, this matter, I'm in Pedamik and Wasem. But
free beef no mu anase trophy nam no mu na yemfa ni nkyire mu e South Africa memu ne nkɔwie nsɛm no wɔ hɔ areho sama yɛde tu manim ne sɛ South African musician ayefa no Costa Teach wawu wabra na obo stage anaso obo show e stage so Osumi ba ku ni ehwie ne beto dwa sɛ wokɔ South Africa musician ba kwa yɛfrɛ no aka ɔne na danfo na manimpo no fo bi akɔbɔ mu tu eku mu yaya ɛno ho asɛm no kora yɛnkan wiye ɛnɛ di asa beto dwa biem ne sɛ wokɔ South Africa hɔ abiem a musician ba kwa yɛfrɛ no Costa Teach nso ogina stage a state performance a webu ahwe ɛmo na wu a ɛnɛ yɛkɔ social media handles ahodo no so a yakɔnsɛm ɛno manfo ɛde ma na ebusua Yenyina rehusemi so ne amfa ne gidi ensem enwumre ye beboa no e wo kasebo ni mu ina ensi e wo ha ekwie sedu ade kasebo no e to so akwama hodo so nsemu bedi de na ma intifo mak
Yema hwefo akwa babio e de bakase eso emu ane eda so mpo ye begina so de asedama baba yisa a o sports by na afina na ma intifo ono so de anije de kase e ba ye nkonkrofo aman so e ne nkohwe de esi wo ho ebi ye ko Democratic Republic of Congo ne epu ye fam kroba kwa edi Kirindera eso arawosema yensa ka chese nipa bonefo bi e de etu ahye wo ho akototo ama nipa dunso awu ya be na wotwentemu ne we na toso mienu a nipa dodo nipa bonefo bi age won kwa afiri won nsem
Some cry say careful Democratic Republic of Congo memu bani say atuatedom Allied Democratic Forces na nedeya asa akokun enipa dunso Kirindera mpotem ho ewo North Kivu Province je ka ho a na otwetwa mu no ukuada no kun adehye aduanan num eno aka ho bi amanipa dodo na ena wano dem all shrimp penifo entu anamo pa bi emfa saa nipa bonifo yi enipa bonisama odi won potem ho enam so ama Rwanda aban ati ashrafo agum say onkopie mo DRC memno nkoboa se beya asa nipa bonifo ya one Islamic State atuate dom di djuma no wo wudi sem no ebeba awie ni nyina mu no Anansekrom bata agusua e de adehwede e koma amahodo no se onko DRC adehye moa efise e wudi sem no e ya doso wo mpatam ho
ye to nsem ne so akomalawi ni kuro ba kwa ye friend Blantyre emu empanimfo ma ne ba ode ato dwane chese ya tutu schools ahodo be ya mantam edu emu esan sem frame bi anu eden a enso na mu a pai abo hono neti a kire se esen nyoma bebre bubu nua nti nkwada ntena fie esan se ade na anu eden
Pandunamua asani aguwo Mozambique ene Malawi memu no aka ho bi ama empanifo wo Malawi memu atutu schools ahodo e wo mantembe se edu emu nyina ye osubrani ene aka ho bi ama akwan ene ajapade empempem na asese wo mpotem ho no empanifo nkontabu a wabu no de ababetudwa se sabre kase adehye be se aduonu nwotwe ena memframane ensu a esani aguwo Malawi ene Mozambique memu wato anano mo nsiedo ni nyina mu no aban de ato chef on penifo anim say enwo akonya pa so wudwumadi ahodo no na nkebe ya ondi no adbe fonten fidie so na enkonkoba say mofra be kwakotena school dem na ensu akwakosane anhwa na akwakofa oyenipa na aba omen
Yebegina Malawi amane boyiso na yede kase ayensa ka na nwumre a yede besom do hwe ba kontam ewo Oyerepa TV so no yede ni nyina akọ awieye yede aseda Emmanuel College a waso ya sinema o se nkanche mu se won nursing school no ugusoa efa afoforo se waye nursing ni bi penem o certificate ni wo fom na apeso ye top up se wo ye diploma ana wo degree to aso a Newman College ne sesa wo ba omo hostel nti baby a wufi wo man Ghana mu no obenya baby ada asumdwe mu asua wade bi o so school fees ne boy ya odin na wonya ni nyina bu mu a ye bema wo nhyehyeye ya wodi bi tete no kakra wonya san nhyehyeye e wo baby a wo wie so a wo certificate no National Accreditation Board agia to munti UDS ye wo tamale na edebema wo nimpadinfo nkasa wo 0574 661117 0574 661117 Nidi edi ekwesi edwa yede mu si ane asore ma yede the bride of Judas ababeto amoso nyame adomo a ekina eyeda foforo